Welcome back to the GovCon Intel Briefing, produced by CyberCloudAI.Tech. I'm Alex, and it's July 2nd, 2026. We're here to give you a concise, actionable rundown of the federal landscape. At CyberCloudAI.Tech, we specialize in helping small businesses and GovCon teams navigate the complexities of cybersecurity, cloud, AI, and federal capture strategy, all without that Fortune 500 overhead.
And I'm Maya, ready to dive deep into the signals that matter most for your business development. We've got some really interesting intel today, especially around emerging opportunities and critical agency shifts. Let's jump right into those near-term opportunities and solicitation signals.
Absolutely. First up, from Federal News Network, there's a concerning report about cuts to the DoD's Independent Testing Office, DOT&E. Workforce reductions mean personnel are overseeing more programs, often outside their technical expertise. The big takeaway here is an increased risk of undetected flaws in weapon systems.
Oh, that's a huge red flag, Alex. Undetected flaws? That screams opportunity for robust, independent verification and validation, especially in cybersecurity and software quality assurance. If DOT&E is stretched thin, agencies within DoD will be looking for external partners to fill that gap. We should be assessing our capabilities in secure software development lifecycle, penetration testing, and system-level cyber assessments. This isn't just about finding bugs, it's about ensuring mission readiness. It's a prime time to open a capture thread for those V&V services.
Good point, Maya. Staying with critical infrastructure, another Federal News Network piece highlights that satellites are America's invisible lifeline, and Congress needs to secure them now. The article emphasizes that we don't need to wait for a crisis. There's already a bipartisan roadmap for strengthening SATCOM cybersecurity.
Aha, SATCOM cybersecurity. This is a massive area. Think about all the data flowing through those systems, the command and control, the intelligence gathering. If Congress has a roadmap, that means budget and policy are aligning. For us, this means looking at secure communications, encryption, resilient network architectures, and threat detection specifically tailored for space-based assets. It's not just about protecting the ground stations, it's about the entire end-to-end chain. This is a high-priority, high-impact area where our cyber expertise could really shine. Let's identify the key players in Congress and DoD driving this and see where we can align.
Definitely. Moving on, the Army is experimenting with mobile business apps, and they're noting where industry is building redundant software. This comes from Federal News Network as well.
Redundant software is a classic government problem, isn't it? Everyone building their own version of the same thing. The Army experimenting with mobile apps, though, is a clear signal for modernization. They're looking for efficient, scalable, and secure mobile solutions. This is where cloud-native development, low-code, no-code platforms, and robust API strategies come into play. We need to be thinking about how we can offer unique, integrated mobile solutions that prevent redundancy, leverage existing enterprise services, and of course, secure by design. This is a great opportunity to showcase our cloud and AI capabilities for intelligent mobile workflows.
That makes sense. Now, a new law barring DoD contractors from retaining certain outside consultants just went into effect. This provision from the 2025 NDAA prohibits DoD from working with contractors that retain consultants representing certain Chinese companies blacklisted by DoD. This is a big one for compliance. And finally, on the opportunity front, the NTEU is suing Treasury and HHS over thousands of stalled telework requests from disabled employees. The union states these stalled requests have forced employees to exhaust leave, risk being marked absent without leave, or even leave their jobs.
This is a human capital and accessibility issue that has clear technology implications. Stalled requests often point to inefficient processes, outdated systems, or a lack of appropriate tools for managing accommodations. For our listeners, if you offer solutions in workflow automation, HR system modernization, accessibility tech, or even secure remote work platforms that facilitate accommodations, Treasury and HHS are facing a very public challenge that needs solving. This is an opportunity to provide solutions that improve workforce management and compliance with accessibility mandates.
Excellent points, Maya. Now, let's shift gears to agency and customer intelligence, giving us a peek into strategic priorities.
Absolutely. First up, the NNSA, the National Nuclear Security Administration, is aiming to balance modernization and asset protection amid its Genesis mission. Administrator Brandon Williams noted that cloud services help the government keep pace with industry, and the agency announced its first enterprise environment for secret and restricted data. They're
really cloud bursting into the future of secure data, aren't they?
A little tech humor there, Maya. But seriously, this is a significant move. NNSA dealing with secret and restricted data in a cloud environment is a huge step. What does this mean for our listeners?
It means if you're in secure cloud architecture, data encryption, zero trust solutions, or high level compliance for classified data, NNSA is a prime target. They're actively modernizing and embracing cloud for their most sensitive information. This isn't just about moving to the cloud, it's about doing it with the highest levels of security and protection. Track this for BD positioning, teaming, and deep account research. Understand their specific challenges and how your secure cloud offerings can meet them.
And speaking of modernization, FedScoop reported that the CIA is restructuring its tech and acquisition offices for the age of AI. Director John Ratcliffe stated the CIA has undertaken a fundamental reshaping of its entire approach to technology.
This is a massive signal, Alex. A fundamental reshaping from the CIA means they're not just tweaking things, they're overhauling how they acquire and deploy technology with a clear focus on AI. For our listeners, if you're in AI development, machine learning, data analytics, or even agile acquisition methodologies, the CIA is signaling a major shift in their priorities and needs. This is a prime opportunity to align your capabilities with their new strategic direction. It's time to understand their new acquisition frameworks and how to position your AI solutions within them.
Powerful insights there. Let's move on to broader budget and market movements that could influence the GovCon landscape.
Okay, first, a cautionary note. GovExec recently released a video highlighting that a debt ceiling breach could mean the federal government decides not to pay any government employees. While this is a worst-case scenario, it's a reminder of potential fiscal instability.
Indeed, it's a watch list item for sure, impacting cash flow and contract stability if it ever came to pass. On a different note, OMB Director Russell Vought says there are no plans to do a closing report on DOG's controversial cost-cutting blitz across government.
That's interesting, Alex. The lack of an after-action report on such a significant initiative means there's less transparency on lessons learned, both good and bad. For our listeners, it means you can't rely on a formal government review to understand the impacts of that cost-cutting effort. You'll need to rely on your own intel gathering to understand its lingering effects on agencies and their procurement strategies.
Also from Federal News Network, OPM is seeking to decentralize and revise the Government-Wide Federal Employee Survey, FEVS. They've proposed revising core questions and letting agencies oversee their own workforce surveys.
This is a shift towards agency-specific data and potentially more tailored workforce strategies. For our listeners, if you're in HR tech, data analytics, or organizational development, this could mean new opportunities to help agencies design, implement, and analyze their own surveys, moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about empowering agencies with more relevant workforce insights.
And OPM Director Scott Cooper also wrote about 3 proposed changes to the process to remove federal employees as part of the administration's push for high-performing organizations and accountability.
This ties directly into workforce management and performance. For contractors, understanding these proposed changes is crucial because they impact the stability and accountability of the federal workforce you'll be working with. It could also signal a need for training or HR support services that help agencies navigate these new processes effectively.
Finally, a proposed FAR rule is trying to fix one of the government's most persistent data problems. Zach Prince noted that this is something we've been waiting for 15 or 16 years.
15 years, Alex? Talk about a long-awaited solution. This proposed FAR rule targeting persistent data problems is a huge deal for data integrity and interoperability across government. For our listeners, if your solutions involve data governance, data quality, master data management, or enterprise data architecture, this proposed rule, once finalized, could unlock significant opportunities. It signals a serious commitment to addressing a foundational issue that impacts almost every federal agency.
That's a comprehensive look at the landscape, Maya. Now, let's distill all this intel into 3 practical capture actions our listeners can take this week.
Absolutely. My top 3 actions for this week are: first, proactively assess new opportunities driven by risk or new tech adoption. Don't just wait for RFPs. Look at the underlying problems we discussed. the DoD's independent testing flaws, the urgent need for SATCOM cybersecurity, and the Army's mobile app redundancies. If your team has robust testing methodologies, secure comms expertise, or can streamline business processes, these are immediate areas to assess fit and open a capture thread. Go after the problem, not just the solicitation. Second, deep dive into agency-specific tech shifts and organizational changes for strategic positioning. The NNSA's Genesis mission embracing secure cloud for classified data and the CIA's fundamental reshaping for the age of AI are not just news items, they're blueprints for engagement. If you're in secure cloud, data protection, AI development, or agile acquisition, these agencies are signaling new priorities. Track them for BD positioning, identify potential teaming partners, and conduct thorough account research to understand their evolving needs. And third, monitor broader market and policy shifts for long-term strategy and risk mitigation. While not direct opportunities, signals like the debt ceiling discussions, OPM's workforce survey decentralization, and the proposed fall rule on data problems impact the operational environment. Keep an eye on the debt ceiling for cash flow planning. Understand how OPM's changes might affect your federal clients' internal operations or your own hiring strategies. And if your solutions address data quality, the proposed fall rule could eventually open doors, but it's a longer-term play. Stay informed to stay ahead.
That's a wrap on today's GovCon Intel briefing. Maya, fantastic insights as always.
Whew, what a session. So much to chew on.
Absolutely. And remember, for expert GovCon cybersecurity, cloud, AI, compliance, and capture support, visit www.cybercloudai.tech. And don't forget to check out our other technology and GovCon podcasts. You can find them all at www.cybercloudai.tech/Spotify. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with more essential GovCon intelligence.
Second, deep dive into agency-specific technology strategies. The NNSA's Genesis mission and CIA's AI restructuring are clear indicators of major shifts. Understand their specific cloud environments, AI integration plans, and acquisition reforms. Position your capabilities to align directly with these strategic priorities, focusing on secure, compliant, and cutting-edge solutions.
And third, stay ahead of regulatory and policy changes. The new DoD contractor law, OPM's workforce reforms, and that long-awaited FAR rule on data problems all have significant implications. Position your firm as a trusted advisor that can help agencies and other contractors navigate these complexities, offering compliance, data governance, and workforce technology solutions. Being proactive here can differentiate you significantly.
Fantastic advice, Maya. That wraps up our GovCon Intel briefing for today. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone. Stay sharp out there.
And remember, for GovCon cybersecurity, cloud, AI, compliance, and capture support, visit www.cybercloudai.tech. You can also check out our other technology and GovCon podcasts at www.cybercloudai.tech/Spotify. We'll catch you next time.